guys just look at this arena. Oh, there comes the dog. There he goes. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm not kidding. It was clean this morning. Somewhere around 4 or so right now. Sun's starting to go down into the trees. Look at that. Beautiful day. Blue sky. Super cloudy this morning, but supposedly we're going to get 12 days of beautiful sunny weather. That's awesome. I'm not kidding. I spent, I don't know, half hour to an hour at most, I guess, cleaning up this place. And now, thanks to these soon-to-be history trees, it's a mess. These two are doing great. Hi, Peggy. You're looking pretty today. Your little almond eyes, almond-shaped eyes. So what's going on? You want to sniff the camera? So yeah. Let's fog that thing up. Let's really teach it a lesson. Thanks, Peggy. Hi, baby. You want to sniff it too? Oh, you guys are adorable. That's called a horsey hug. Baby says I don't need any horsey hugs, but thanks anyways. This light really shines off of Peggy nicely. So, come down here to check on everybody. You guys are still doing pretty good. It's nice to see. What a busy day. I took, went out for, I didn't get any video. I took one picture. Because sometimes, you know, having a camera around all the time can be hard. Distracts a little bit. Anyhow, went out with Lena for a really beautiful ride. It's just a wonderful day. A little windy right now, but it was beautiful in the forest. Went to Golden Ears Park. Now, I've featured that here on this channel quite a few times because it's a beautiful place to go. If you're anywhere around here, if you're local, you got to go there. If you ever come down this way, you got to go there. It's beautiful. Anyhow, so I've got a little bit of cleanup to do. And I'm going to do some work with Macaroni because I haven't done anything with him for a bit. So I'm going to cut this out here and I'll bring you guys back to working with him, and I'll chitty chat about what I'm going to be doing over the course of this week. Because Lena's coming along great. Luke does really well by default because he's had so much work done with him. But Roni I've left alone. So we're going to talk about him pretty soon. As he stands there waiting, he knows I'm coming. Look at him. It's a good looking boy right there. So let's get at it. Okay, I'll see you guys shortly. Okay guys, I'm back. Now I want to talk about, I've got a series of videos I want to do about this guy. I know I haven't talked about him much. You guys haven't really heard about him much. You hear about Luke and Lena and Gracie a lot. But he's sort of my hidden gem, I would have to say. So if there's anything about this guy, is that he's really super special, very sensitive. Probably one of the most sensitive horses I've come across in many ways. But not in all ways, but in many ways. And he's got a lot of sensitivity. A little bit of flies are out right now, so I'm gonna keep him moving for a sec. But I want you to watch and observe how he goes about going around me and how he treats me and how he asks a lot. He's quite talkative. I know there's flies everywhere. I'll get you moving. Now, my tool of choice I wanted to show you guys because you can never get ghetto enough when it comes to horse stuff, and you know, you can't have people making fun of you for stuff if you just use something. So I thought I'd show you guys something that I use rather regularly, and it's literally just a dressage whip kind of thing. And I put a plastic bag on from a local grocery store because I mean I get these things with flags and they're you know, they're expensive. They cost money, and this is pretty cheap. But it's just as effective. It's just as useful. It does the same thing. It's the same kind of tool. Because there's nothing wrong with using something like this if you don't want to use your rope, if you're not handy enough. And you might need something, as the saying goes, to extend your arm a little. And I'm just what the... Anyways, I'm just going to show you guys how useful this can be. You know, whether you need to use it or not, I don't know. But there's no harm in using something like this because it works. And it's noisy, you know. Plastic bags scare horses. It's just a given. But you don't want them to. You don't want them to be worried. You don't want them to be scared. And, you know, I can use this to get the flies off. It's soft, but it's noisy. Now, I can get them to go backwards just with my hands. But I can also use it like that. And then at the same time, get rid of the fly. You know, knock the flies out. Or scratch them or get him used to it or something. Bring it in between his legs, over his head, make some noises, stuff like that. So, anyhow, what you guys use, totally up to you. If it works, use it. It's all good. Okay, so I'm going to get a little bit of movement out of him. And we're going to talk about it when I'm done. You ready? Okay, I'm going to have him lead out with me. Okay, so leading out, he's pretty good. He's better on one side than the other. Some of those movements you might see, I have no idea what it's going to look like on camera. I'm literally just setting you guys up here. Whatever I look like later, I'm going to check out. But my goals are always to make sure that I've got sort of this safe bubble of space around him. He's got a lot of flies on him. I'm very tempted to go get some fly spray. But if we keep moving around a little, he'll probably be okay. But I want him to get out of my way. I want him to, if I come into his nose here, he should make a little space for me, you know, but not a troubled amount of space. So I'm going to come through, and he moves, he yields. If I ask him to back up, it should be light, you know, it should be very slight. Just when it starts to reach tension on his nose, and he's getting softer and softer to where as soon as I start to lead backwards, and I shouldn't have to move my feet to get it, then I want to get the same thing there with the bag. So I want to be able to do these things, not just with the poking of my finger and stuff, because you never know if it's going to be dangerous. So I'm going to get the same thing that you saw there, where he'll move his butt and he'll move around a little bit, but from a little bit of distance, so you can see for yourself if you've ever got a horse that you think is going to give you trouble, because it happens a lot. They could just cow kick you. You can't see that, but I'm sort of lifting my leg. Anyways, they could cow kick you from the side or something like that, and you're just going to want that extra 3 or 4 feet or something, right? Just a gentle creature. Love this guy. You're going to get a lot of work this week. Hard to say if he really needs it. He's such a good boy, but very sensitive. Okay, so let's try this again. There, see? There, I got it. Now, I could push him around a little bit more like I have been closer in, but with just a little bit of a jiggle, a little bit, you might need to really kind of get this thing flapping in the air, making some real noise. Right? But maybe you don't. And so you want to start with as little as you have to do, and then as much as you have to, if you have to. Anyhow, I'm going to do a little more work with this guy. You guys can watch. You guys can watch. See what you think. Tell me what you think if you think something. But I need him to move around a little bit. I'm going to be riding him maybe today. Should we ride today? We should probably ride today. Okay, come on. Good boy. Right, come on. So hopefully you can see that from a distance. The that thing is, I call it the noodles of death because they're pool noodles. And when I'm using this, I can't use the rope for that because I'm going to be on one side, the noodles will be on the other. So it's just one of those places where having this kind of thing, right, is helpful. So just a little example, some stuff that I'm going to do with him. I'm going to let him roll a little because he's seems pretty itchy. And now remember, when you let your horse free, he's got his head really low, you can't really see it. So I'm going to take the halt, well, here. I'm going to actually lift his head up a little bit more, there. And a little bit more. See, he's being very good about it. He's actually putting his head down, which is what I want. Actually, here, let me fix this for a second. Okay, so you can see that he's got his head really low, waiting for this to come off. And so I'm going to rub him and tell him it's okay. And then when it comes off, I'm going to ask him to continue to stay kind of low. Then I'll sort of bring him up a little and he'll realize that he's out of the halter. Then when I'm all finished up, I'll sort of walk away. And he may leave and he may not. And that'd be okay if he stuck around. Not on a halter, but if he leaves, I'm okay with it now because I've left him. Anyways, it's a finicky little thing that you'll find, you know, if you sort of lose track of that, and there's many horses out there, you go to take the halter off and their head comes up and out. And he's done it many times. He's the feature of one of our videos where, you know, when a good horse goes bad, or what did I call it, when something like that. Essentially, he's known really well what to do, and then something clicked and he's no good at it. But he's back to, I mean, he's been back to being good for a while now. But he's great now. He's no problem. Especially if I do work. If I just bring him in here, it's another story. But there's, you know, he's a little less terrific. Just having a roll right now. You can see. Oh, he's just shook off. And off he goes. Heading to the back. So the idea is that you don't want to lose track of their mind, even if you don't have a rope on them. You want to keep them with you as best as you can, and that takes practice and time and persistence. So he's had himself a good roll. I think let him cruise a little bit and then I'll do a little bit more, but hopefully that's been kind of useful for you guys to hear a little bit more about him. He's an amazing horse, he really is. I can't wait to show him to you guys. And he's got a few backstories to go with him too, so that'll be interesting. All right, see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Well, after all of that, had to get her done. All clean, harrowed, looking much better. All set up for tomorrow. All right, see you guys tomorrow.